So Whiskey was brought in with a third lumbar fracture, had fallen off from the first floor. The owners brought her in immediately after the accident, within 2 hours. She was completely paralyzed at the time, but she had sensation. And that gave me great hope because there's a difference between withdrawal and pain. When I palpate the limb and I press the limb slightly, if the dog pulls its leg back, that is withdrawal. But when I palpate hard and the dog turns around to look at it or tries to bite or howls, that is pain. And that is very important for us to differentiate. When Whiskey came in, there was clearly pain. And so it meant that the spinal cord had not been severed. Although the x-rays showed a very large overriding of the vertebrae and a clear break and compression in the spinal canal. If the entire spinal canal is closed, that is 100% closure, most of these dogs don't recover function. But Whiskey's was about 80%, and considering that there was a sensation, there was pain, it made us feel that we have a chance here. We immediately rushed in, did x-rays. We took her in for a CT scan that very afternoon. And in the evening at 6 o'clock, we started surgery. We used a very advanced stabilization system. It's called a polyaxial pedicle screw. The polyaxial screws were implanted and were connected by titanium rods, stretching the vertebra which was collapsed into the vertebral canal back into a normal position. And using this stabilization, Whiskey was brought back to normal. It took a long time for Whiskey to recover completely. She needed another corrective surgery a few days later because Whiskey is a very young dog. She's about 7 months old and the vertebrae were very soft. So one of the screws had come loose 4 days after surgery and required to be replaced. But through it all, Whiskey was able to maintain sensation, and gradually but surely she got her function back. I don't think it would have been possible without mainly her father, who looked after her like his own daughter and gave his all to her care. It's really wonderful to work with a client who really truly appreciates that his dog or his pet is a part of his family, is a member of his family, and I think that's the most important thing. She has, over the period of the last 3 months, improved from being completely paralyzed to being almost totally normal. She has a kyphotic back where her back is bent, but it doesn't seem to have any effect on her function. She's loving her life and her parents are very happy.